Hello there, my name is RobotDavid11, and today I'm going to try and beat 2 bots on the hardest difficulty in Age of Empires 2. My goal was to progress through all the ages as soon as possible, and so I immediately put my villagers to work in hopes of reaching the feudal age quickly. I realised it would be a lot more difficult than I thought to beat the bots because they had already reached the feudal age, whilst I was still building my first few houses. In hopes of slowing them down, I sent what few units I had to try and raid the enemy. But by the time I found the enemy, they were already in the castle age. But at least I had caught up to them a bit by reaching the feudal era. Yeah, take that! However, the raid did not do enough damage to stop the enemy attacking. Wait a second, what are you doing? And the few spare units I had were completely useless against the incoming army. Wait, what is it? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! They're coming! Incoming! Oh, they're coming from the sides as well! Yeah, no, I don't think I can beat that. And so I stood absolutely no chance, and I lost the game. So it was time for round 2. I started the second game in the exact same way. I discovered that one of the bots was close by. But more importantly, I discovered this interesting puddle. This is rather... Hey, hold up a second. What? Interesting. But more importantly, I reached the feudal age. Okay, feudalism, go! This time I wouldn't go defenseless, and so I built up a small army and organized it. And after some time, I built my first castle. Oh, look at it, it's magnificent, it's beautiful. Yeah, look at this dude. Oh, look at this dude, what's he trying? Oh, he's actually avoiding my arrows quite well. A single guy came to attack my villagers that were constructing my second castle, which you could argue is more subtle foreshadowing. What? How dare they? How dare they stop working? And it absolutely was subtle foreshadowing, because soon an army came to beat me up. Oh, they're coming! Incoming! Long story short, my weak army was not successful in repelling the attack. I had gotten further than the last game, but I still lost rather quickly, and so I was going to have to go for a round 3. This time the game was a bit different because I put the bots into 2 separate teams, but this had less of an effect than I thought. As I was reaching the feudal age, I got distracted by a few goats that were glitching through the map. Wait, did that thing... Are those things walking out of the map? I also found out that scout cavalry were absolutely rubbish at raiding. Wow. Except, somehow, the enemy had found a way to make them useful for raiding. Excuse me. In fact, I even lost to them, which was extremely annoying. Either way, I was still determined to win, and so I went for a round 4. Yet again, I was aiming for the feudal age as soon as possible. At one point, I tried to use diplomacy to get bot 2 to attack bot 3, but this obviously did not work. Oh, here we go again. But at this point, I just had to know, was I genuinely bad at the game, or was I just rustier than the average hinge on a public restroom door? But then when I lowered the difficulty, it turned out to be way too easy. I quickly reached the castle age, built a castle, built another castle, and trained 120 elite Teutonic knights, which, as you can guess, immediately turned the enemy into rubble. Despite being victorious, I felt like lowering the difficulty was cheating, but I have nothing else to do other than show you this very subtle message. And so this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next week.